Hey guys. So guys, if you want a free card, let me know. I do 1 card free or the $15 readings, okay? So I'm not seeing any comments, so I wonder if there could be something wrong. Let me see, Mercury retrograde, hey? Hey Mark, how you going? I'm gonna do some cards for you. I don't normally use this deck. I don't know why, because I quite like it. It's the Divine Masters Kyle Gray deck. Have you got this one, Mark? I want to see what it says for you, and then I want to get you a card from the Dream Song Oracle, which is really beautiful as well. Right, Angels and Spirit, please show me. I hope you've had a good day. Oh, wait, it's still morning, isn't it? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Mark need to see? What is Mark's message? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what is Mark's message? Okay, Mark, you've got Rumi, Mystical Knowing. It says breaking boundaries and personal experience of God. Wow. I haven't seen this card before. So you could be having some pretty profound spiritual experiences. Let's see what it says. All right, so Rumi, where are you? Here we go. So obviously he's the 13th century Persian mystic poet. And the message is, it's time to move beyond any limitations of the earthly realm that have been placed or forced upon you. It's time to break free of the constraints of family, politics, religion, and anything else that has been telling you who you are or how you need to be. Your connection to the divine must come from personal experience. Trust what you believe and trust what you know. Yeah, so trust your intuitive hits when you do your own cards. Don't doubt yourself, okay? for this is the only way to move forward. And this isn't saying that you should disrespect or throw away what may be in place around you, but see if there's a way for you to authentically express who you are without causing offense. Rumi's light is with you to help you move beyond the limitations of society or family traditions. Simply remain centered in your heart and let your personal experience of the divine lead the way. It isn't inauthentic to speak to others in their language or through their wording in order to get your point across. What's important is what you feel within, and the deep knowing that no matter who you are or where you are loved by the power that created you. Such a nice message. Okay, so hey, is it Arkeet? Weird Scorpio month again. Look, I think Jupiter is quite weird because, sorry, did I say July? July is quite weird because it's got a couple of retrograde planets. Let me see what planets are currently. I know that Mercury goes retrograde like now, but weird retrograde energy at the moment. So in July, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and Chiron go retrograde. Additionally, Uranus will join the retrograde party on September the 6th. Retrograde motion in astrology is an apparent backward movement of a planet caused by the Earth's relative movement in orbit. Yeah, so it is a bit weird. Obviously, with Mercury retrograde, we're going to need to exercise a little bit more caution because it's known for accidents and clumsy energy. We will be able to see just a bit of disruption and delay. So that's very typical of Mercury retrograde. So let me see, been sick. Oh no, sorry to hear, Mark. Helped nephew paint, got sick from there. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me have a look what your guidance is from the Dream Song Oracle, okay? I hope you have a speedy recovery. I always think that sometimes we get struck down by illness when we've been too busy, and it's like our body saying we need rest, you know? So just make yourself some chicken soup and get a lot of fluids and rest, and hopefully you'll find a good show to binge on Netflix. Okay, let's have a look. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what is Mark's message? What is Mark's message? What does Mark need to see? Oh, you've got cherish the small things. Okay, this card came out for me recently, but I'm still kind of getting to know this deck. So let's read the message out for you. All right, so it says, a poet once said, there's something about poets, poetry, because you got Rumi and now this card. A poet once said, enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things. In a busy and distracting world, it can feel like an Olympic feat to take the time to notice little things. To pause in wonder at the parade of black ants crawling along a tree branch, or the arc of flight made by a lone butterfly. Any time spent in wonder pays deep dividends in real time. When we notice the little things, our heart opens to curiosity. Curiosity is the beginning of any adventure or great project. Only in the open spaces can we gaze at the possibilities and have the bravery to ask, what if and why not? But like when we marry your two cards together, I feel like you're going to be getting like little intuitive hits or little images popping into your mind when you're giving readings, and you have to catch them. So I want you to be really on guard for those intuitive hits and don't dismiss them, okay? Now, what is that bird that I'm seeing? Is that a swallow? I don't know if you've been seeing little blue birds around you, because I'm really being drawn to the blue bird on this card. Let me know if you are. Okay. Let's see. Now, guys, hit me up if you want a card. I do one card free, except if you're Mark. I do more than one card for Mark because Mark and I exchange readings. And if you do want a message, tell me if you're looking for a love message, if you're looking for a general message, health, timing, whatever it is, because it helps me choose which deck I want to use for you, because I've got a deck for every question. Like literally, I'm surrounded by decks. So we'll see who needs readings tonight. I wasn't sure. I was like, do I do readings tonight? Do I go live tonight? Or do I just read my book, because it's super cold here in Sydney, and it was a big day at work, and I was like, we'll just see if anyone needs readings. So yeah. All right. Yes, Bluebird the other day. Amazing. I feel like that is a visitation from spirit. Okay. Let me see. Who else is here? We've got 6 watching. Surely one of you would like a reading. Okay. Hey, Kath. Oh, broken heart. What's going on for you, Kath? Do you need a love card? Let's see. I'm going to do a general card for Kath. Let's see what spirit wants you to know. All right, angels and spirit, please show me, what does Kath need to see? Angels and spirit, please show me, what does Kath need to see? Spirit is saying you need to get out of your head about a certain situation, and you need to remember that when you're caught up in a situation that appears to be going badly, spirit is always on the side of the good. Okay, and spirit will always reveal what needs to be revealed and do what needs to be done. And if that doesn't help you get out of your head about the situation, I don't know what will. So you've got spirit protection here. So hand it over to the divine, whatever is eating at you. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. Okay, now I feel like collectively, I feel like spirit is giving me the 7 of Swords. There's a bit of deception going around at the moment. I don't know, maybe it's the Mercury retro thing, but I'm getting a sense that all is not as it appears to be. People are not going to be forthright at the moment. Let me see if I can get a collective tarot card. It'd be funny if 7 of Swords comes out. Okay. And look, Kath, with that card that came out for you, you know, the card that said spirit is on the side of the good, there's a sense of divine justice that will be served as well. Right, angels and spirit, please show me, what is the collective message? Oh, we've got the Knight of Cups. Romantic gestures, romantic offers coming in. So, you know, this retrograde energy might be kind of, there's love in the air. There's love in the air at the moment. Angels and spirit, please show me, what is the collective energy right now? What's going on in the collective? What's going on in the collective? We've got the Strength card. This is interesting because this is Leo season, which starts on the 23rd of July. But the Strength card does literally talk about strength, enduring, overcoming difficult situations, and also overcoming animalistic instincts. You know, this can talk about choosing to see something rationally rather than giving too much weight to things like fear. We've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is a reflection of the world's economy right now. Five of Pentacles in the reverse is financial hardship. So I do feel like collectively people are tightening the purse strings right now. People are struggling. So I guess the only thing we can do is try to focus on or count our blessings, you know, get out of a lack mindset, because gratitude is the fastest way to kind of improve your point of attraction. Let me see what the Unity Oracle has. As we heal, Earth heals. Interesting. What is the collective message? What is the collective message? Love. Wow. Be the love that you are. So what did I just say before? Love is in the air. And we've got bluebirds on this card. Mark. They're actually doves, but they're colored blue. Lydia is here. Hey, Lydia. I feel like you want a work card. Let me know if that's the case. Let me see. Someone just paid for a reading, and it is Isaac is here. How you going? I'm good, thank you, Lydia. You want to do a love reading? Awesome. Okay, let's see. Which deck do we want to start with? We're going to start with this deck. All right. Angels and Spirit, please show me. What does Isaac need to see? What is the guidance? What is the love guidance, please? There's a sense here that you should go for people who understand you. Maybe in the past you've been, what's the word? Attracted to people who have a different mentality. You find them, they're quite challenging, but you find that attractive. But obviously where it falls down in love is if there's not enough common ground, there's no basis for growth. So eventually you'll just reach a point where it's like, we're just too different to make this work. We're just too different to build something that will be sustainable. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm articulating myself properly, but I feel like in the past you have you've gone for people who are completely different from you on many levels because you like a challenge. But Spirit is wanting you to consider your values, your goals, and your love languages and start to make more conscious choices in the love department. Move towards people who are in alignment with you, who are on the same page as you. Because love shouldn't be too hard. It shouldn't require too much effort. Don't get me wrong, relationships all require effort. We're always going to have misunderstandings and conflict. That's how we learn and grow together. But as I said to you, if there's not enough common ground, then there's no basis for growth. But you've got a card that says the only work that love actually requires of you is the work that you must do on yourself. Work on your heart, your mind, your behavior, your false notions about love that have caused the pain, confusion, and despair that you believe have something to do with love. Okay? So just be devoted and dedicated to your own personal growth, and love will just naturally gravitate towards you. There's definitely a need to kind of start being more open-minded as to who you would consider dating. I feel like you very much have a type, and we were talking about that earlier, but Spirit is saying flexibility means surrendering, giving up your preconceived notions about people, circumstances, and the way things should be. But in your particular context, I feel like they're asking you to be flexible as to the type of people that you would be willing to date and get to know on a deeper level, okay? I feel like there's some patterns that you need to break in love. That's what it feels like. Hey, Priscilla. Let me just refresh this. I can't make this up. Isaac, you've got growth is getting very clear on the ways you block your own blessings. So I feel like the only thing getting in the way in love for you right now is yourself and doing things that you've always done. So they're saying if you want to have a different outcome in love, you're going to need to change things up. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure in the Scorpio reading we got make friends with change, because change is never painful. Only the resistance to change is painful, right? And you might be easily triggered by people at the moment, especially if you do start dating people who aren't your usual type. Don't be too quick to judge them or rule them out as a potential, because this card says, I'm never distressed for the reasons I think. Recognize how much of your pain is really coming from past situations, probably most of it. And we often dislike it when people trigger us, but what they're doing is us a favor, because when people trigger us, it's an opportunity for something deep inside that we haven't healed yet to come up to the surface for release, okay? Okay, this is really interesting. You're being asked to consider your delivery when it comes to communication. Maybe you could deliver things in a more sensitive way, because you've got two cards that kind of emphasize this. You have a card that says a successful relationship is one that communicates rather than controls by anger. Anger is an attempt to have the situation be moved our way and also to make the other person feel guilty. So start talking about what you're feeling. Pain, therefore, becomes a vehicle for communication, which provides a much bigger reward than anger. Okay. Yeah. The need for flexibility. Don't make things more difficult than they need to be. Accept what you know and feel to be right for you without trying to convince others that it must be right for them. All right, so with that being said, that's your advice. Let's have a look and see when you can expect a positive development to take place in love. Okay, we're going to use my timing deck that's just here. And then finally, we're going to ask the tarot who is coming in for you. All right, angels and spirit, please show me, when can Isaac expect a positive development in love? Sorry, 1 second. Aw, thank you, Fave Scorpio. I'm sorry to hear you've been down lately. I'll come to your question in just a moment. All right, when can Isaac expect a positive development to take place in love? They're saying it's time to take a break right now in July. Retrograde energy. Give yourself a break. Focus on your own goals. Don't be focused on love. Have faith, because divine timing is at play. Your love life will kind of improve, but in a couple of weeks. So just, I would give it up until the end of July. Just focus on yourself. Now, I'm actually getting next year as being a great year for you in love, and I do feel like you'll be in a relationship in the first, I want to say, quarter. They're saying next year looks promising, and I'm getting the month of March as being significant, okay? So I hope that helps you. I know I was going to do the tarot for who's coming in, but because they said it's time to give it a rest, we might forego that. Hey, Summer Breeze. Clara is my name. Is it Clara? Or because I have a friend called Clara and they spell it like that, but it's pronounced Clara. Can you please tell me my fate? One card, please. Okay, hang on. Gudrun, is that how I say your name? Gudrun. Heavy energy, definitely heavy energy at the moment. I'm dealing with my ex and my grown-up twins that have blocked their loving mother. Will I see them again? Okay. Guys, when I do the one card free, I can only do like one area, one topic, one subject, because otherwise I'd be here all night and people would miss out on their turn. So try and keep it to one question. I'm trying to stabilize my phone. I'm just gonna check if someone has paid for a reading and then we can crack on with the one card free. Hey, Mietta. Mietta is here. Thank you so much. All right, so is Mietta here? Let me know, Priscilla, if you're still here, because you asked first. You want to know about a job. Mietta says, I was wondering what you feel for me in love right now. So, Mietta, I actually did a Taurus reading just for you, just before I came onto this live. Hi, Isabel. So I'm sure you will find that helpful. So let me have a look. Okay. Priscilla wants to know about a job answer. So you want to know an outcome of an interview, is that right? Just before I get on to Mietta, I'm just going to quickly ask the Animal Tarot, what does Priscilla need to know about a job? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Priscilla need to see about this job? What does Priscilla need to see about a job? I do see a job on the horizon. It's a good outcome, but I don't know if it's this job, this particular one that you have in mind. The only reason why I say that is where I cut the deck, I saw the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and my immediate thought, Priscilla, was that you might be missing a particular qualification. You might need to do some kind of course or some kind of training. Let me know if that resonates with you, but I do see a job on the horizon. I like the Ace of Pentacles a lot, but it may not be the job that you're thinking. Let me know if that makes sense. And it could be a job that requires some kind of movement, travel, something. But you got aces coming through, so new beginnings, positive new beginnings, and I like the message, okay? Hey Nathan, how you going? Hey Lewis. Okay guys, there's a few of you wanting one card free, but because Mietta has paid, I've got to prioritize the paid readings, okay? So let me just go back to Mietta's question. I was wondering what you feel for me in love right now. Okay, what is going on for Mietta in love? Let's have a look. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Mietta need to see regarding love? What's going on for Mietta right now when it comes to love, please? There's conflict. We've got the 5 of Wands. Next, you know, this is trouble in paradise, to be honest, because we've got the 10 of Cups, which is, you know, the happy marriage, happily ever after card, happy families. But the 5 of Wands is trouble in paradise. We've got the Knight of Wands. This is player energy, but it's someone who's inconsistent, basically. Let's see. What's going on for Mietta in love, please? What is this situation? What is this situation for Mietta, please? What's this situation? What is this situation for Mietta, please? 3 of Swords. I'm getting some kind of interference, whether it's friends, family. Let me see. Who is this interference? Just bear with me a moment. Who is this interference for Mietta, please? Who is this interference? Family. Whenever I say the 10 of Pentacles, it's your person's surroundings are getting in their ear, influencing their decisions. This is a card about family. I'm getting selfish behavior, to be honest. I don't know if your partner is selfish and giving you the bare minimum. So we've got the 9 of Cups next to the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position. And we have the 3 of Cups here, which is interesting. This is friends. So you've got family and friends here. I don't know if you're lacking the support of family and friends in this relationship. And I feel like you don't feel supported or nurtured or appreciated within this connection. Let me know if this makes sense for you. Hi, Nadine. Thanks, Priscilla. All right. Okay. Let me see what the Oracle cards have. I'm drawn to this deck for some reason. What does Mietta need to see when it comes to love? What is the advice? What is the advice for Mietta? Advice. We've got learn to communicate better. If you take something and understand it wrongly, it's a misunderstanding. Whether it is about words, actions, or behavior, learn to communicate better. So things are getting lost in translation. Maybe there's trouble in paradise because of misunderstandings. But sometimes it's just a case of when we're in a relationship, we need to understand the other person's love language and vice versa. So everyone has a preferred way of demonstrating their love within a relationship, and they have a preferred way of receiving love within a relationship. And it's really a good idea to identify what those are so that you and your person can be on the same page. We've got keep it private. There's definitely a sense that there's interference from the outside. There's definitely a sense of family and friends are making your relationship their business. But this card is also asking you to remain silent and don't feed any gossip. This card says if you have issues in your relationship, learn to talk to your partner instead of airing your dirty laundry and risking damaging the future of your relationship. You've also got love and respect yourself, because I always tell people we teach other people how to treat us by the way that we treat ourselves. If we don't respect ourselves, then people are going to treat us like a doormat and think that they can walk all over us and they will get away with it. And we're always going to be there no matter what. So don't tolerate any crappy behavior. This card says, use this time to listen to yourself and dive deep within your soul. Essentially, date yourself, love yourself, and love will find you. But I feel like in the context of a relationship, you need to stop tolerating disrespect, okay? And if with this card, learn to communicate better. If your person is being disrespectful in the way that he speaks to you, you need to shut that down very quickly. You don't want that to become a nasty habit, okay? So let me see what your advice is, okay? We're going to use this deck, which is not a love deck, but sometimes it gives pretty good advice regardless, like it's general advice. So let's see, what does Mietta need to see? What does Mietta need to see regarding love? They're saying go with the flow at the moment. Now is not a time to force or try to influence or control circumstances. Trust that you're being carried into your next phase of life and love, okay? Go with the flow. It might feel a little bit scary because you feel like there's nothing you can do to really affect circumstances. You might feel like other people have more influence, but trust that you're being carried into your next phase of life and love. And no regrets. You've got a card that says regret can cause serious illness. We should not regret the past, because regretting it, we are subconsciously trying to change it. And this is an enormous waste of energy, which our body tries to block or overcorrect with an illness on the physical level. So accept the past so that regrets don't provoke illness. And just know that if you're feeling alone right now, someone is bringing you what you need, even more than you need, in the most generous manner, and there are better prospects on the way. The remedy lies close at hand. So don't feel like there's no one else that will love you. You've got better prospects on the horizon, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Let me just remove that. Let me see, who have we got? So Lewis, is Lewis still here? You want to know if you're going to get back together. Okay, let's have a look at what the tarot says. Actually, I'm drawn to this one. Angels and Spirit, please show me. Show me the chances of Lewis and Nasli reconciling. Show me, what do I need to see? Oh. Need to stop overthinking. This is about the need to release yourself from a situation that's making you feel stuck. And I hate to say it, but you've got the Judgment in the reverse. I want to say that the likelihood of you getting back together, when I see the Judgment card in the reverse, is slim. I would never say never, but because it's in the reverse, see, this is a card about second chances and a resurrection. But when it's in the reverse, the only way that you could actually reconcile is if the two of you can put the past to rest. If you can't forgive each other, if you can't wipe the slate clean, you've got zero chance, okay? Because when I say the Judgment in the reverse, it also means the need to put the past to bed, the need to forgive and move forward, okay? But I want to say, at the moment, It's not looking good, okay? Stop overthinking, stop replaying events and conversations in your mind. Free yourself from the prison of your own making and have the attitude of, if it's meant to be, it will be. And then you're more likely to uplift your energetic vibration, and the chances of a reconciliation are greater. So I hope that that makes sense. Samantha says, can you confirm my payment? Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you'd paid, so... Oh yeah, you did. Sorry. I did receive it. My apologies. Let me get to your question straight away. Where is it? Let me just find it. Let me see. Where are you? If you could repeat your question for me, that would be so good. You're welcome, Lewis. Okay. So I'm just going to wait for Samantha's question to come through. For those of you who have just joined, I do one card free. If you want to tell me what area that you would like me to look at, love, money, health, whatever it is. And then the $15 readings are a lot more detailed for those of you wanting something a little bit more detailed, okay? So I'm just waiting for Samantha's question. Okay, guys, hit me up with your questions. Thank you, Nadine. Oh. Hey, Irene. When can I see you moving house? All right, let's have a look. They're encouraging you to move. We've got it's time to move forward. Okay. Angels and Spirit, please show me when is a good time for Irene to move. When would be a good time? Or when will it happen? Show me when will Irene be moving. I feel like you might find something by the end of the week. But indecision is causing delays, but we are in retrograde season, so there will be some kind of delay. But next week looks promising, so something is quite imminent here. Nathan says, may I please have one card on my current money block? Of course. You know what? I've got some really good cards on money blocks, but they're not with me, like as in they're not on my desk next to me. But I want to do a success card for you, Nathan. Let's see what we can get. All right, Angels and Spirit, please show me what is the guidance for Nathan. How can Nathan maximize his success? How can Nathan maximize his success, please? I'm going to pull a card from another general deck as well. I feel like this is a time for you to reflect. They're giving me hermit energy at the moment, Nathan. So you might feel blocked, but I actually feel like there needs to be a light bulb moment before you can move forward when it comes to work, when it comes to business. Now, are you in sales? I'm getting cards around sales. I'm also seeing that you're going through a bit of a period of releasing. There's a card that says remove any feature, process, or effort that does not contribute directly to the learning that you seek. But why am I getting sales? Are you thinking about coming up with your own service or product? This is what I'm seeing. They're saying this is a time for you to really do the groundwork. Get a business plan together. And always start your presentation or your pitch with an understanding of the customer's needs. Compliment them early, get them to share and take notes. Present simple, easy to grasp ideas. And then you've got the need to test it. When developing a new product, feature or idea, test it with a minimum viable product. Doing so accelerates learning and minimizes mistakes. You can always add more later. And then the other thing that's coming through for you, Nathan, is distribution. What's important isn't focusing on every new channel, it's focusing on the right channels to maximize the growth of your business. So I feel like this is the time now for putting in the groundwork, really refining your idea. So as I said, it's not a block, it's an opportunity for you to refine, and it's a great opportunity because we are in retrograde season, and every astrologer will say that it's not a great time to launch anything, but it's a great time to reevaluate and reassess and review. So use that energy to your advantage. And before I move on, I'm going to just do a card from this deck here. Hey, Holly. I don't know what you mean. Sorry, that's avoiding. Okay. Nathan, not in sales ever. Okay, that's okay. It's then about coming up with your own business idea and the way that you pitch it, the way you sell it. That they're the cards that were coming out. So maybe you're about to stumble upon a new idea. You've got, before you can effectively create change in your life, you must believe that you are worthy to have and feel you have a right to have a better experience. And you've got a card that says you may be doing things that you don't like in order to get what you want. For example, staying in a job or a career that you hate in order to get money. There is no way to have a happy life if you're spending so much time doing things that you don't want to do. So maybe Spirit is trying to redirect you into something completely different that's going to bring you more joy. They're wanting you to know that you have other options so you can change your strategy. They're wanting you to find an enjoyable means to get what you want, okay? All right. Thanks, Nadine. I got your payment. I was just waiting for... I was waiting for Samantha's question. Did it come through? I haven't got Samantha's question yet, so let me just see if I can find the Angel Answers deck. Yes, I do have it. All right, I'm just going to quickly do a yes or no reading for Gudrun. Let's see. Will Gudrun see her twins again? I do see, yes, you will, and it's going to be like on a meaningful date. So whether it's a birthday or anniversary or something. But yes, I'm getting yes for you. Okay. Oh my God, why are people so weird? Like, tarot reading is an ancient art. It's not witchcraft. So go away if you don't like it. Sorry, but I don't understand people. You're welcome, Nathan. All right, because I can't see a question. I can't see a question from Samantha, so oh, it's above this comment. I can't see it. Mark, if you tried to pin it, hang on. I've got it here. Just wanting to know, with current work stress, will things be okay? Things with work causing emotional stress. Okay, let me get some general advice for you. I'll tell you what, when Mercury is retrograde every single time without fail, and you might be similarly affected or impacted by Mercury retrograde, every single time I am under the pump and things are chaotic. So Mercury retrograde goes for about 2.5, 3 weeks. I feel like my advice for you is just hang in there. I feel like things will improve. But let's see what this deck says. And there's another deck I want to do as well. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Samantha need to see regarding all of this stress? Oh my God, I love this card that just fell out. Samantha, your advice is, your incessant focus on things needing to be fixed is putting you in a state of resistance. Take a break from trying so hard. You need some relief from the pressure that you're putting on everything to be different. Okay, so if you were to just breathe and not put so much pressure on yourself, or if people are putting pressure on you, like, I want you to imagine a bubble around you. No one's going to die if you don't get something done immediately, right? I don't feel like you're in a job that's life or death. So why are you allowing your work to take a toll on your mental health? Your incessant focus on things needing to be fixed is putting you in a state of resistance. So maybe you just need to step away from the vehicle for a moment. Take a weekend trip to kind of just get yourself out of your usual routine. I love this advice. Okay. There's a need to put things into perspective here. Okay. You've got a card that says, now I don't care if you're religious or not, all right, just listen to what it says. Jesus had a goal to serve God, and on that goal he remained focused. He had a purpose to teach love, and on that purpose he remained focused. He had a mission to demonstrate to people how to lovingly serve each other while serving God. Millions of people get out of bed each day with no goal, because going to work each day is not a goal, it's an activity. Paying the bills is not a purpose, it's an activity. And feeding the family is not a mission, it's an activity, right? Your goal is the what of your life. Your purpose is the why, and your mission is the how. Once you are clear about these, you will have a focus. So focus on what's important. Work is not the most important thing in life. So see how they're wanting you to kind of put things into perspective. You've got a card that says, when things don't go as expected, trust the reroute. That's like when we're convinced that a certain person is our soulmate, and then for whatever reason, the relationship ends. And then we actually meet the love of our life. But we would never have met that person because we were so, what's the word? Laser focused on the wrong person. Do you know what I mean? So it's like sometimes the divine has to shake things up, and sometimes there needs to be chaos and disruption to refocus on what's most important, or something that we were completely oblivious to because we were too busy trying to fix this problem over there. Do you know what I mean? Now, I feel like you are at risk of burnout because the next card says don't give in to fatigue. Just complete the work and continue forward. And you've got a message here that says wear more red, the color of life, passion, vibrancy. Red is a promise that a rising up is soon to come. But also I've read that pardon the pun, I've read that wearing red, it's a power color. People tend to take you more seriously in professional settings. I don't know. I'm a creative. I don't really wear corporate clothes. I haven't tested that theory. But, I mean, why not? You could try it. Let me just see. What was the other deck I wanted to use? This deck here is screaming out to me. So, let's see. What is the guidance for Samantha? Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. Don't compare yourself with others. That only adds pressure. Take each day as it comes and for what it is. You're a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you've got this. Okay, one more card for Samantha, please. One more card for Samantha. Count all of your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into it. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? And simply focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought pattern so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. So I hope that was helpful. Oh God, now I'm gonna have to block someone because it's just tedious. There we go. Okay. Hey Vix. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Isabel. They are just silly, aren't they? Luyanda, I will get to your question. Hey Robert, Aphrodite's in the house. My next person is Nadine. So, and then we have Holly. I just saw Holly has made payment. Thank you, Holly. Nadine says, will I be financially okay as changes are coming for me and I'm a little nervous? And you want to know love, who is coming in? Okay. Financially, let's see, what deck do I want to use for that? This one? The one that I want to use is not in this room, actually. It's funny how when you have hundreds of decks, somehow you just know where certain decks are. Like, I don't know. It's organized chaos, right? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Nadine need to see regarding finances? I feel like you'll recover, like, you know, yeah, you got protection. You are protected right now financially. So I want you to just believe in the abundant universe, because the abundant universe will always provide. You're never going to be destitute, okay? You've got protection, so you're going to be fine. In terms of love, let's have a look. Who is coming in? Either or. No, it's okay. Let's just see who's coming in love. I'm going to use my archetype deck and see if we can get any kind of profile on this person. All right, let's have a look. Nadine. Show me, please. Who's coming in for Nadine? Who's coming in for Nadine, please? I'm getting dad jokes around this person, but I feel like you'll really like this person's energy. I'm getting easygoing, playful. I'm getting lots of dad jokes, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me who's coming in for Nadine. Who's coming in for Nadine? Now, I feel like this person, we've got an engineer here, but this is a really hard to pinpoint archetype, because the engineer can actually be someone that works in software engineering as much as they could be like mechanical engineering. But the engineer archetype is coming out, and it could just be someone who solves problems as part of their work. Complex systems and technology is coming out, okay? So some kind of engineer, an expert in his field. I don't know what I'm getting. It's not software engineering. I'm just gonna please show me. Some kind of a specialist trade is what I'm getting, okay? Specialist trade. Yeah, blacksmith, see, trade. They're confirming it's some kind of specialist trade. He works with his hands. Getting two different people coming through. You got someone who could work in intelligence, like literally someone, what is it when they're in the army and they're in special forces? I'm getting someone like that as well. But you definitely have some kind of a specialist tradie coming in. So it looks like you're going to have a choice. They're saying go for the one that really pursues you, the one that doesn't keep you guessing, like you know exactly where you stand with this person. There's no games, because one of them is not going to have much direction in life, and you're going to be left in the dark about where this connection is going. So they're saying to me, get to know both of them, but go for the one that doesn't keep you guessing. Okay, so that's what I'm being shown. And I'm going to see if I can get like timing for you, okay? So when you can expect a positive development in love, all right? When can Nadine expect a positive development in love? When can Nadine expect a positive development in love, please? By the end of the month. Okay, so there could be someone coming in quite soon. Yeah, one of them's going to be a waste of your time. They're coming through really strong with that piece of advice, okay? Oh no, PayPal logged me out. Let me just log back in, guys. So I don't know if the one that you can take seriously is going to be by the end of the month, but they're saying the next couple of months, there's going to be these two people coming in. Now, let me just quickly get my code so I can log back into this pesky PayPal, just so I don't miss anyone who has asked for a reading. Okay. And we should be back. All right, so let me catch up with some of these questions. Thanks, Lance. Hey, JJ. A Taurus reading is coming. Like as soon as I finish this live, I'll post it. So, Holly, thank you. I'm ready for your question now. Hey, Carlos. Okay. I was gonna do Luyanda. Is my boyfriend still cheating on me? Oh gosh, I hate doing these questions. You know why? Because I'm an honest reader, and I will see if your boyfriend is still cheating. And if I say yes, you're not gonna hate your boyfriend. You're gonna hate the messenger. You know, that's how it works. So, but if you must know, let me see what spirit wants to bring through for you. Okay. Okay, raise myself for this one. Angels and Spirit, please show me. What does Lydia need to see about her boyfriend? Honestly, my grandmother always said to me, if there's no trust within a relationship, there is no relationship. And she always did say, now this is a free little tip, and I actually believe it's true. And not a lot of you are going to agree with me. I might get abused for this, but who cares? My grandmother always said, the man has to be more in love with the woman, just a little bit. It's like the balance has got to tip in the woman's favor in that regard. Like the man just has to love her just that little bit more. And then there's less of a chance. It doesn't mean he's never going to be unfaithful, but the relationship is more solid when you've got that dynamic. So take it or leave it, okay? It's a tip that my grandmother told me. I don't think he is cheating with the Hermit card. Is he at a distance? If you're worried because you're doing long distance or whatever, I'm not seeing any other person, so that's good news. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so Holly, do you have your question for me? I'm glad to be the bearer of good news in this instance. Oh gosh, your job is life or death. Okay. Let me just pull another card for you, okay? Samantha, before we move on to Holly, let me just get a message from this deck, okay? I'm getting pain in my tailbone. Is that you that I'm picking up on, Samantha? Have you injured your tailbone? Or this could just be where you carry your stress in the lower back. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Samantha need to see about work? What does Samantha need to see about work? Okay. They're saying that you have all the tools that you need to succeed. They're saying it's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. You need to be aligned with your life purpose in order to be fully satisfied. And look what we have. We have an opportunity coming. We have a new opportunity in the near future. This card is saying doors are opening up for you and you have the chance to change jobs, start a business, or invest in a new venture. Just do it. And they're also saying it's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Get some experience to help you move up in the future. Success is a process, not a quick fix. So don't be put off by the fact that, if you're thinking about starting a whole new career or moving in a whole new direction, don't be put off by the fact that you might have to do a little bit of a step down. It's only temporary, and I feel like you will recover very quickly. So let me know if that makes sense. Holly says, I just want to know why I'm distracting myself and avoiding the healing. Sometimes healing takes place, Holly, when we're not even aware of it. Like sometimes we are our own worst critic. Healing can take place in our sleep. Like I'm a firm believer that our spirit team helps us heal through our dreams and while we're sleeping. And it's often I wake up and I'm crying. Like I can't remember what I've been dreaming about, but there's tears running down my face. And I'm not a big crier. Like in waking life, I don't cry a lot. So I do believe that healing can be an unconscious thing. And I feel like you could be a little bit tough on yourself. But if you think that you're distracting yourself, maybe there's still something that you're yet to learn from a particular experience. Because once we've actually learnt the lesson, we integrate the lesson, and then, we ascend to a new level. And we don't have to kind of repeat past mistakes, and we don't have to relearn the lesson again. Do you know what I mean? But let me just see what I can get from this deck here. It could just be that you're not ready to move forward just yet. Holly, are you a Scorpio? Because I can kind of relate to that energy at the moment. Scorpios at the moment are like, what's next? It's kind of, we're a little bit restless because I feel like a chapter is closed, but a new chapter is yet to really kind of, we can feel it, but it's like it's yet to materialize, and we're getting itchy feet, we're getting a bit restless. So it'd be interesting to see if you are a Scorpio. Let me see what this deck has for you, Holly. Right, Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Holly need to see? It's okay, Papa. Yeah. Sometimes we're just not willing to make the necessary sacrifices that we know we need to make, because we, as humans, naturally gravitate towards what's familiar, our comfort zone, even if we know it's not good for us, okay? Because you got a card that says at some point you have to be real with yourself about the gap between the life that you want to live and the life that your daily habits are leading you towards. Now, I can relate to that. I mean, I purchased a gym membership a week ago. Do you think I've stepped foot in that gym? I know that I need to get real with myself about the gap between the life that I want. I want to live a healthy lifestyle. I want to be fit, but my daily habits are not leading me towards that lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes we just have to bite the bullet. Sometimes we just have to, but like, that's probably a bad example, because when we have to force ourselves to do something, maybe it's not the right thing for us to do. Maybe we need to rethink what would be a better alternative, because if you're having to drag yourself to the gym and you're not really a gym person, you're not going to sustain that routine. You're not going to be able to keep it up. Do you know what I mean? So maybe you just need to reflect for a little bit longer and revise what new daily habits you need to implement to reach the point that you want to get to. Do you know what I mean? You're a Gemini. That's fine. Let's see. Now, you know, it's interesting that I gave you the example that sometimes healing is a very unconscious or subconscious thing. We're not even aware that we're healing something. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we live in a culture that is obsessed with self-care, and everyone thinks healing is this visible thing, but it's very much like it happens under the surface a lot of the time. You've got this card that says, Spirit will always reveal what needs to be revealed and do what needs to be done. So you're not avoiding your healing as much as you think you are. I'm so glad, Lance, that I'm not the only one. You're saying I'm so in that new direction energy. Yeah. All right, so Holly, let's see what else we can get for you. All right, so you're procrastinating a little bit. And as I said, it could be because you know you need to make a sacrifice, but you're just not ready to make it because old habits die hard, that type of thing. This card says, when you're afraid to take action because there's an outcome that you're afraid of, not taking action produces the outcome that you're afraid of. Hey, Jody, does that make sense? So for example, you're afraid to express your feelings within the context of a relationship because you're afraid that you'll be rejected by your person of interest. You don't know how they're going to receive your feelings. Like, you know, it makes you feel vulnerable. But by not expressing your feelings, the other person might just break up with you because they don't understand where you're coming from, or they feel like you're emotionally checked out. So you're trying to avoid a breakup by not expressing your feelings. But by not expressing your feelings, you break up. Like, Samantha, it may not be you, but anyway, I was picking up on someone's tailbone. It might be something that hasn't happened yet. I know that sounds really weird, but I picked up on someone and it felt like they had an injury to their ankle. And I was like, you might want to stop wearing those stilettos that are that high, because I know that this is not my pain, it's your pain. She was like, whatever, that's full of shit. She was a real skeptic when it came to psychic stuff. Anyway, the next day, couldn't get up out of bed, this girl, because her foot. So it can be that I'm picking up on, and I don't want to cause panic, but just be conscious. Holly, yep, absolutely understand the example of the gym. I love it, but struggle because of my work. I'm a social worker in child protection. Oh, I see. So I hope that those analogies were helpful. The next card says, when life seems to be drained of all purpose, it's time to create a new season to inspire. Access your divine gift of imagination and use it to attract new opportunities. Change will bring great satisfaction for you. So it feels like Spirit does want you to kind of step out of the same old, same old. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Move in new directions that you feel drawn to. And don't be afraid to let go of routines that you've outgrown, because the next card says that you may be blocking yourself from receiving more than what you're holding on to. Holding on is what we do when we settle for less than what we want. And sometimes it's just easier to do than taking responsibility for creating what we want. So allow yourself to imagine what your life would be like if your hands and heart were to receive something better than what you're holding on to. So I hope that was helpful. Maybe it's Jody that I'm picking up on. If you have a sore tailbone, Jody. Gosh, I know how painful that can be. I've heard a lot of people that have had skiing accidents, like they've gone snowboarding and they've hurt their tailbone, but I don't ski to save my life. But I have like done something to my tailbone in the past, and it's like literally a pain in the ass, you know. So I hope that you have a speedy recovery. Isabel says, I feel so connected to the advice. Oh, I'm so glad, Isabel. I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jody. You lost your dog last week. Oh no. Okay, is there something you want me to, like, is there an area of interest that you want me to look at? Let me see if I can get a message from your dog. That's so sad, because you know I love animals so much. Let me do this. Show me what do you want to say to Jody, please, Spirit? I feel like your dog is saying you looked after me so well. Like, I'm getting a lot of gratitude from your dog, which is beautiful. And doesn't Spirit please show me, what does Jody need to see regarding her dog? Can I have a message? Aww. Got a card that says, I'm so proud of you. Please never doubt that I love you so much. It just reflects that unconditional love and loyalty that we get from our dogs. Show me, what does Jody need to hear? It's like, so proud that you were the owner. Oh, I'm aware that you miss my physical presence, but my soul and spirit are very much alive. Oh, that's so sweet. You know, I have the most beautiful story about my dog that passed away last year. It warms my heart every time I think of it. I went to an animal psychic. Now, I can communicate with animals too, but when it comes to my own dog that passed away last year, I'm too emotional. So I had to go to an animal psychic to see if I could connect with my baby who passed away in April last year. And unfortunately, this animal psychic cancelled my reading because she decided between the time I booked and paid for my reading and the time that she was going to do the reading, she no longer wanted to connect with deceased pets. She only wanted to read for animals that were still alive and breathing, right? her prerogative, but I was highly disappointed because I was counting down to this session hoping that I would be able to communicate with my beloved animal. Anyway, my dog made sure to bring through messages on that very day. I will never forget. I went across the road at lunchtime, so it was a working day. I think it was a Monday, and I went across the road as I normally did to get my sandwich at lunch. And I was sitting at the cafe, and usually the cafe plays like top 40, you know, like just pop music, and you barely even notice the songs when you're in there, right? But this particular day, they were playing really old songs, like, and it was kind of weird. I was like, oh, they must have the radio on like a really old station, like old music. Then the song that I used when I posted my tribute of my dog came on. And it didn't occur to me at first, it didn't really tweak, but the song was My Girl, like dun 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 dun, you know, I got sunshine. And anyway, it was only until the next song that came on that I realized, oh my God, that's my dog trying to say I'm here. Because the next song that came on, I kid you not, was the song that I always sang to my dog. And it's a song that you never hear. And the song was, I love you, baby, and if it's quite all right, I need you, baby. And I'm like, what? So it was just the most beautiful moment. And I'll always remember it. And I was like, I don't need an animal psychic. My dog comes and says hello. Like, you know what I mean? So I hope that gives you a bit of hope. They definitely communicate. If you ask for signs, pay attention because they will come. So I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Holly. I'm so glad. So let me just check that I haven't missed anyone. And my little puppy, she was asleep next to me while I was doing these readings, but she's gone into the lounge room and she's playing with her toys now. But I would have made her say hello to you. But when it's still fresh, when you know your pet has just passed away, sometimes it can hurt to see other dogs, like, because you just, yeah, it's a bit of a sore point. So I don't know if you're still in that kind of energy. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, guys, well, I think I might close this down because I've been on for quite some time, an hour and a half almost, so I'm getting really flushed. But thank you all for joining me. It's always a pleasure to read for you guys, and I will be back again, like probably the weekend. So make sure you hit the subscribe bell so you know when I come on, and I will see you again soon. Bye.